Hi, this is Jeanette and Diego. Diego is now 9 months and yeah, I think 9.5 months already. And he is healthy as can be. He has not gotten sick. He is hasn't had any kind of problems whatsoever. I haven't really given him all of the vaccines that are not required, but that most people get by this age. He's only had, I think, 3 vaccines. So he is really, really well, and I think the reason why he's doing so well health-wise, why he's so strong, huh, Papa? Why he's so strong is because, what are you doing? He's looking at the fan. Let me turn it on for you. Is breastfeeding still. So we are breastfeeding exclusively. No formula for this little guy. He is on solids, so he's eating solids. And everything that he's eaten so far, I think with the exception of like maybe 4 times, he's eaten everything that I've made him. I don't buy him things from the store. It's just less expensive for me, and it's more convenient just for me to make it here at home. It's really, really easy to make food. You guys can look up videos, and I'm sure you'll find some on that, so I don't want to make another redundant video. So everything I feed him is, you know, solids that I've made, foods that I've pureed for him. And thanks to my friend Michelle, she's given me the baby bullet. I definitely recommend the baby bullet. Thank you, Michelle. You made my life so much easier. So yeah, we're breastfeeding still, and I truly love it. And I'm going to be doing it for some more time. I don't know exactly how long. I had promised myself to do at least a year, but it is definitely something that I see how healthy he is, and I feel like I should continue past that. Right? Right? There's no set time that we got to stop that, huh? The bonding time I have with him, I just feel great being able to provide everything for him. If I really wanted to stop, you know, giving him solids right now, for the first year of life, your baby can survive and your milk is plenty enough for them. Has all the nutrients and everything that they need. So you don't need to feed solids to children. The only reason why you do start feeding them solids, which is around 6 months or a little bit later, is because you're trying to taste buds so that they can get used to some of the taste of vegetables and things that are good for them, so when they start eating real food later on, they like vegetables and things that are good for them. So you're establishing their taste buds. So that's why we're eating. So breastfeeding, I love it. It's great. It's very natural now. At the beginning it wasn't so easy, and I have to say, for any of you who are breastfeeding, you know, you're doing an awesome thing for your baby. Yes, not everybody can breastfeed, but I think that a lot of women can actually do it. I don't feel like there's a lot of support in the hospitals, but I don't know that. I haven't gone to a hospital to have a baby, so I don't know how it is. I've just heard stories. But you just have to, before you have your baby, you have to just say, I'm going to breastfeed, and that's it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. I will go, you know, to the moon and back in order for me to breastfeed. And you just have to stick to it and do it. At the beginning, the baby wasn't latching on at first. But babies sleep a lot when they're first born, but you do need to take that milk out, the colostrum at first. Now, one of the first things that I did, and then I'll stop the video after I kind of finish here, since he wasn't latching on at first, was I pumped out the colostrum. And I have a really good pump. It's a Medela pump. What my midwife had told me to do with him, which I think is a really good tip, is instead of putting it in a bottle to give to him, I just, and mind you, I only got about a spoonful, which is what, a tablespoon of colostrum out, like the first couple times, but it was enough to feed him. So what I did is I spoon fed that to him. I put it on a small spoon, and then I gave it to him. You dropped your pacifier. And then I gave it to him on his mouth, and he ate it. Just like this, huh? And so he ate it, and that was enough for him to get his, oh my gosh, what is it called? The black bowel movements, the poo-poo that's black. That was enough to get that out. So every time I would feed him, spoon feed him, he would get that out, and I mean, he would go to the bathroom and it was all good. So I definitely recommend, before giving him a bottle, you want to get him on your breast because you want to establish that connection, that latch. But if he's not latching on or she's not latching on, then take it out. And actually, now that I think about it, I probably wouldn't have used the pump. I probably just would have, what is it called? Manually expressed. So I would have just with my hand squeezed the breast and then taken out all the colostrum out as much as I could, and then maybe use the pump if I needed to after. But you know, take it out, put it on a spoon, and spoon feed it to them. That way, if you give them a bottle and it's really easy for them to take it out of that bottle, then they might not want your breast. So that's one of my tips for the beginning, and this was just from my midwife. Another thing that I would say to every woman breastfeeding and who has a colicky baby, because Diego is definitely colicky, is don't give up on the breastfeeding. It's not your breast milk. It's probably not your breast milk. I thought it was always my breast milk that was, you know, making him colicky. As much as men try to be very helpful during this time, my fiance wasn't the best at, you know, encouraging me with the breastfeeding, because he saw the baby hurting and he's like, it's probably your milk. We need to change the formula. We need to change this. We need to change that. It's probably your milk. And so I just stuck to it, and I said, no, it's not my milk. It's just he's adjusting. It's an adjustment time. He has a sensitive tummy, just like mommy does. And so he was adjusting, and he ended up, after the 3 months were over, like it snapped one day and he was fine. And it was really weird. So, you know, and it was still the same breast milk. I was eating whatever I wanted. And for a while, I did change my diet to a completely bland diet, and it still didn't work. So I knew it wasn't my breast milk. It was just his tummy was adjusting. So I stuck with it. I continued to breastfeed, and I did it. God, I actually have so much stuff that's coming back to me right now that I want to share with you guys. Maybe I'll make another video. But so since from the beginning I thought maybe it was my breast milk that was making him colicky. So what I do regret is pumping and dumping. I did that a lot. And now that he's, you know, a little bit older, I'm not producing as much milk as I used to, and I wish I was. Diego, put your middle finger down, please. I'm not producing as much, and so going back to that milk that I had taken out at the beginning would have been great for me to use a few months ago. But I pumped and dumped a lot. So I wish I would not have done that. I wish I would have saved it all. And even if you don't end up using that milk, you can donate it on Eats on Feeds, which is a Facebook page where women donate milk to each other. I totally wish I could have done that for somebody else. So that's another tip.